Welcome back, guys. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain, the big build part 3. Now before I go anywhere or say anything, when the part 2 video I put up, there was a bit missing and I couldn't find it when I was doing the editing. I was like, what the hell's gone on here? Don't tell me I've deleted it by mistake. I just found it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the instruction, add that piece in, but then I'll actually talk you through how I did it and show you on the side of the building here, just in case for some reason the computer won't recognize that file's there and should be uploaded on the rest of it. Anyway, this is almost dry. I can see a few little wet bits here and there, and there's a few bits, I think when I made it into a paste, I made it a bit too wet, because there's a few bits on top here that look a bit, needs a bit more fill mix onto it. But the actual base looks good, because it looks like someone shot a gun, missed and hit the ground. There's little nicks here and there, and it looks pretty good. It doesn't actually look like polystyrene, so it's good. By the time I add some tiles and some, some bits of material like sand and grit and stuff like that, it'll look good. You won't even notice that. You'll see a little nick here and there, and that'll be fantastic. Now, whilst I'm still waiting for that to dry, I'm going to start working on these walkways. Now, you'll see videos of people do, and they go, oh, this is how you do this, this is how you do that. I've got 2 ideas on here. I've got the first material I was going to use. I don't think I've got enough for both. So what I thought was, this is mine. I'm going to play war games on this. I'm going to do one walkway one way, and the other one with the other material that I was going to use, and let you decide. You can see both ways how they're done, and you can decide which one you like and which one you want to do in any walkways that you do. Yeah, so sit back, watch this video, enjoy, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, guys, I'm going to show you how to do the ladder. I've got the footage on here, like I said, but in case, I don't know why it didn't load up the first time. I don't know, but I mean, I couldn't even see it when I was trying to edit it, so I don't know why it did that. So if it doesn't do it, this explanation here is going to, be the same sort of thing. So I've got 2 lolly sticks, okay? Now, I snip the end to make them flat, okay? And then I line them up. I make sure I have a straight edge, line them up so I know the gap over there was 2 inches wide. So from this edge to this edge is 2 inches. Then I've got a piece of sprue, and I super glued it on top and a piece on the bottom. Okay. Then what I done was I then just filled the runs in with other bits of sprue. Left that dry. I then repeat the same thing with the lolly sticks, snip the ends to make them like planks of wood basically, and then super glue them on top. Okay. So then you have a ladder. Now, what I did then, when I hot glued it to the polystyrene, I then put a bit of foam, run a bit of foam either side, and a little bit on top. Okay, just to seal it off and close the gaps. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, but it's futuristic. Why are they using wood to make a ladder? With this lolly stick, there's actually ingrained in it. Let's see if we can get close enough so you can see. No, we can't. But there's actually little wood grains in there. So when you put a wash on it, or when you put like a gold wash or something like that, it's going to like make it look like gold that they've been cut into. Or if you make it steel, they've embroidered the steel and used it as a ladder, like as fabrication. That's how I did that. So in case the footage doesn't go up on it, or I can't find it when I'm editing, that is how we did the ladder. So it's basically cost you 4 lolly sticks, which lolly sticks I think in the Republic of Ireland where I live, that is, I think it's €1.50 for like 200, something like that. So it's not even a cent each. And the sprue, we all have sprue. And the foam, you can use that as off cut piece of foam. So it costs virtually nothing to make that. Now, here's where we're at with this. Now, this is all bits of sprue. All I've done is up close, cut it, and just got rid of all the little knobble bits that stick on it. And the idea of this, I'm going to run 2 bits along the edge here, the sprue. They don't have to be connected, but just to give you a little lift. Then I'm going to super glue this other sprue to this, to the cardboard, in certain points, okay? And then get a piece of foam board, the actual length of this and the width of this, okay? And I want to try and make it a snug fit. And cut out, I say a square, but it's going to be a square with a cross going through the middle. So it's going to be 4 little squares, then it's going to be foam board, then it's going to be 4 more little squares inside of a bigger square. And the idea is to have the bits of sprue in between the gaps of the foam board where you cut out, so it looks like it's underneath flooring and stuff like that. That's the first way I was going to do it. The second one, for this one, okay, I'm going to run the sprue along here the same, just to give me that lift. Now, I've been searching and searching for granny grading. I don't like buying things from Amazon and all that, because I end up getting my pants pulled down over the price of postage and packaging. So I don't like that. So I come across this. This is a dashboard grip mat. It goes on a dashboard. It's to stop things like your phone and glasses, I like sliding along the dashboard. It costs €1.50. And this is the material. It's like a rubber. It's actually, when I saw it, I thought, oh, that looks good. I'll give that a go. But actually holding it in my hands and seeing the size of it for €1.50, that is absolutely, for €1.50. Put a Space Marine Terminator on it. Look how big that is for €1.50. You can't go wrong with that. You cannot go wrong. And I measured it up. Look how much. I'm not even going to use all. I'm going to use probably just over a quarter of that. So that gives me this material, and this is at the moment under level 5. COVID-19, all that. This isn't deemed essential. So I could go into the shop and I might get away with getting it. I may not be. So that's why I was trying to hold off on doing this, because I wanted to get another one and do both sides. And then I thought, no, let me show you the sprue and show you the other one. Because I said, I can't get granny grading. No matter where I look, I don't want to, I don't like postage and packaging, but I don't want to get it and have to wait a week for it to come through. And then I want to be able to go to the shop and pick it up now, But for $1.50, that's an absolutely amazing piece. All right, look, I know there's a few wrinkles in it, but it needs to be literally just glued down and held down. But a good thing with this, I've noticed already, because it's rubber, I can use super glue. I can use hot glue. I can use PVA. Whereas, I can actually put something on it to weigh it down. And that's actually good. I'm actually really pleased with that, especially for €1.50. Now, over in Royal Garden where I live, that's the equivalent of a pound shop. Okay, or a dollar store or something like that. Yeah, so I'm going to start cutting the foam for this and start trying to work out where I'm going to put the bits. And before I glue anything down, I'm going to come back and show you. Now, another reason why I've talked you through this is because sometimes I get carried away and I just start working away and I go, oh no, I meant to film that. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'll see you in a minute, guys. Right, guys, here we are. Excuse me. I'm going to cut this. I've got these space dividers just to help me push down and level it off. So I've put it in as far as I can, one into that side, and I'll use this one to push it as far into that corner as I can. I'm going to take a blade and hope for the best. Oh wow, that's so simple to cut through. Wow. Now I have my piece that fits in there perfectly. And actually, it doesn't look like my test Terminator. That actually looks really good. I may actually do both of them like that. Let me see if I've got a piece that that bit there. Oh, that does. That does. I might actually do both of them like that. I'll talk you through to do how to do the foam bit, because there's still an easy way of doing it, and it's still a cost-effective, saving way of doing it. But to be honest, for $150 for this mat, that is you can't go wrong. You know, you really can't go wrong. The spruce can be used for everything, from decorating the walls to piles of, like, you know, bits of metal in a pile, to you can make tank traps, you can make this, you can make, there's possibilities are endless. I mean, I will do a video on what to do with sprues and that later on, but I think looking at this now, I think I will just use that. It'll save me time, it'll be a lot easier. See you in a minute, guys. Just give you a quick look at this. That looks absolutely, I mean, still a little spring on it, but once it's glued down, that'd be fine. That'd just be absolutely wow. So back to it. Right, guys, so I've cut a piece to go in there. Yeah, so this is all you'd have to do. Cut a piece of foam board to go in there, and there's a little gap. I'll push it in. There's a little gap along here. Yeah, probably just make that out on the camera. You would just literally, you could easily just line that with sprue, and that would fill the gap easy. Now, but what you'd want to do, I'm not going to go with this now. I'm going to go with the mat, because this looks amazing. You would draw a square. Okay, draw another square, and draw another square, and then you'd draw like a sort of chunky cross, so you have little squares in the corners of the big square, and you'd cut them out. Or you could just draw a square and cut bits of that square out. Okay, so it looks like the floor's taking battle damage, and that's where you'd have the sprue underneath, like glued on here. So then when you look from above, you'll see the bits of sprue, yeah, coming through the floor. This is a cost-effective way of doing it. But looking at this mat, it's just absolutely fantastic. Just looking at it on the walkway here, I've had 101 ideas of what I could do with this. It's absolutely amazing. It's just fantastic material. I know it's rubber, so it's, you know, it's that material, but it's just fantastic. Something so simple that could really do some amazing builds in our hobby. Wow. So I'm going to glue these two down. I'm not going to go with the sprues now, but if what I've explained to you about the foam, if you're not sure or don't understand what I'm saying, just go with this. It's so simple. But if you do want to go the foam way, then, you know, just chuck a comment below, and I'll respond to you and let you know what the story is. Back to it. Right, guys, I've stuck this down. Now, this one here, I use super glue, because I thought hot glue is not going to work, because it's going to be big blobs. By the time I start smoothing it off, it's going to be dry, and there's going to be lumps in it, and it's going to look terrible. So I've done this one with super glue. Now that works, okay, from what I can see. The only problem is, you can see on the camera, there's little light bits here and there. That's the super glue. Now, trying to smooth this off to flatten it down with super glue is an absolute nightmare, because it's trying to stick to my fingers, trying to stick to, you know, I actually was using one of these dividers to smooth it down, because they're perfectly L-shaped. So, you know, you can just proper work them into the corners, but you're trying to stick to that. So then I said, right, okay, because this is an experiment with this, I'm going to actually do this one with PVA glue. Now the benefits of PVA glue is it takes, well, you've got longer to work with it. It's not trying to stick to your fingers. Well, it will stick to your fingers, but it won't try and stick your fingers to the mat itself. You can really work it out. The only downside with the PVA glue, it takes forever to dry. So, but as you can see, it's coming through the holes there, and it dries clear. So it's just going to add a little bit more texture and context to the actual mat itself. So, you know, if I dry brush it with silver, it's just going to look absolutely fantastic. And I've still got that little piece there. So, you know, anyway, back to it, guys, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, guys, all I've done is put a bit of sprue onto the side of the walkways there. This is just a basic embellishment, and you can put anything you want on there, but I just thought there's where the alcove bits are, the spiky bits that come out, I wanted to have something in between just to break it up a little bit. You can see the walkways themselves look absolutely fantastic. You know, mark this date, because this is going to revolutionize, this material is going to revolutionize making, you know, walkways and stuff like that for futuristic gaming. It's just so simple to use, so easy to use, and it looks fantastic. Obviously it's not painted yet, so I'm going to get straight back into it. Right, so all I've done here, guys, is put some pipes. Yeah, just a few pipes here and there. There's one over here. Okay, now I could go to town and really put pipes everywhere, but I'm trying to leave spaces open so that you can put, I can put bits of terrain in there, but also so to give it a bit more detail and a bit more variation. I've also put some tiles down here. Now again, I could tile the whole thing if I wanted to, but I don't see the point in that. I wanted to go to town on this piece at the beginning. I think I said that in the part one, but just by doing a few tiles there, that's different, like gives you a little bit different on the terrain. The pipes give you a bit more different, something to look at. But I said I could go over the top and just cover the whole thing in tiles, or make pathways of tiles and stuff like that. I don't want to do that, because I'm just showing you what you can do. You know, there's a few more bits to do, and there's a few bits still drying, like the tiles, and I did this bit over here actually, the off-cut pieces. Just put some some flooring in there. So yeah, back to it. Right, here we are, guys. Now, you just see me on time lapse giving it an underspray, and the reason I give it underspray instead of a spray can, there is a few bits of polystyrene that I've just not become further mixed, but you know, saying this scale, you can't really complain about that. And I find it easier, and it's cheaper as well, a hell of a lot cheaper. It's just some PVA glue, some water, and some black paint or some blue paint or some blue ink, or you know, whatever you have lying around. You give it a good shake, and spray away. Now, there's certain parts of this where I've undersprayed it, they're darker than others, and that's great. That's what I want, because when I put the base paint down on it, then it's going to give you different contrast, sorry, from the darker bits to the lighter bits. Especially when I dry brush it, it's going to make it pop even more. There are some bits like along here, the walkway, where I don't want to spray it with the underspray too much, because it's cold and it'll just buff out. So I'll give that a quick once over. I'm going to actually get a brush onto that and paint that black with a brush. And there are a few bits under here and stuff that I couldn't get the spray onto. So, you know, this, I was hoping to do this in 3 parts, but it's going to be a 4th part. It's actually looking fantastic. I actually can't wait to get some more paint on there and have a game on it. It's, you know, the only problem I'm looking at now is storage. How am I going to store this? The only way I can store this is to bubble wrap it, not the whole thing, but just put a piece of bubble wrap over it and have it on the other end of the table, like behind where the camera is. There's a 4x8, so you know it's big enough space to hold it. And I just have heap models down there to paint. Never have time, but so this will be down there then, and when it comes to a game 40k, it'll be whipped out. So guys, thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit the like, share, subscribe, and please turn your notifications because we're almost there. Until next time guys, see you later. There's just one quick look at it so you can see up close and personal. See the underspray along here, the edges, I'm going to have to just give it a quick touch up with black paint, but it's not a big issue. I sprayed the tiles by accident even though it's still gluing. See the difference in the flooring on the actual base of the polystyrene. Some of it's really black, some of it's like a grey colour, like an ash grey. That's perfect. Yeah, don't see that you see the light reflecting off the little mud pool down there, but that'll dry nice, and that'll be good as well because it's pulling under there. It's pulling together under there. So when it dries, it's gonna be really dark under there, where it's under the walkway. So you'd expect it to be dark. Around this side, it's a bit harder to see that side now on the over here because it's so dark. But it's looking nice. Even this little yellowy bit on the card, that's actually from a printer roll. You can use the same tin foil roll inside of that. You can use that to do this. But even with that can be painted black and it'd be perfect, absolutely perfect. See, I didn't do this because I only PVA glue that today, so I didn't want it to paint to mess with the PVA glue. But coming around this side, you can see the contrast in the two. So when I put a brown over there, burnt umber, it's going to really just give you two different colours. Just see if I can get in here and have a look. You see, in the alcove in here, it's up in that little bit up there. I just couldn't get to with the spray. See the one behind it as well, the same thing. So I can easily get a brush into that. This doesn't look like it's filler mix, but it actually is. I don't know, but it's not a big issue. Like I said, this is my wargaming board. This is videos just to give you an idea of what to do, guys, and what you can do. And one thing I was thinking, I wasn't going to, but I am, in the fourth part of the video at the end, I'm going to tell you the basic cost to make this, and you're going to go, holy shit, it cost that little to make. Right guys, well until next time, take it easy.